If you're thinking of starting a local newsletter, then this video series is for you. This is one of our local newsletter breakdowns where we, over a series of videos, break down a local newsletter, giving you all the tips and pointers in order to be able to learn how to start a local newsletter. A local newsletter is a great way for you to create a business where you're going to be offered free meals. You might be offered to be able to go to events for free and review them. You can even use this in order to pay your mortgage, or if you're a local business owner, even if your area is really small, like 4,000, 10,000 population, you can use this to drive traffic to your business. In this series, we're breaking down the East Idaho Insiders. We've done really, really big newsletters on the channel, and if you go back to the homepage of our channel, you'll be able to see all the different breakdowns that we've done. Like I said, some really big newsletters, local newsletters that are really well established, but I want to do one that's quite small. We did it in the previous series, and this is another small local newsletter because I don't want you to get intimidated. I don't want you to feel like you have to start in the same league as the big boys. I want to show you exactly where you need to start. I'm going to point out things they're doing really well, some things that I personally would change that are going to make your life easier. And like I said, this is going to happen over a few videos. We're going to look at their welcome email. We're going to look at social media. We're going to talk about all of it so you get an idea of what happens behind the scenes of running a local business. So as you can see here, they are running their local newsletter. It's called the East Idaho Insiders. They've got their logo. You can create your logo with AI. You don't have to get a graphic designer to do that for you. And then down here, they've got their tagline that tells you about the business. So we've got stay connected with the pulse of Eastern Idaho. Local events, be the first to know about what's happening near you. Upcoming businesses, discover the newest gems in the area. And community highlights, celebrate what makes Eastern Idaho truly special. Now, this is a local events focused newsletter. And if you've never had a local business before, like this, if you're brand new to this idea of starting a side hustle or starting some kind of business for yourself, a local events newsletter is the way to go because it's really easy to go out there and find events. It can be time consuming. I'll show you a way that you can accelerate it and turn something that might take you an hour into 5 minutes. But local events are what people come to your local newsletter for. They might also enjoy the news, community highlights. They might enjoy if you put the weather in, maybe you're from the coast, something about tide times, but essentially they want you to plan their weekend for you. People are lazy. People don't have the time in their lives these days to find the local events, so you're going to do that for them. One thing I would say is I would make this a lot shorter. I think this is far too long. I think, sort of this length of the first 2 lines is what you want to aim for. You don't want it any longer than that. If I scroll down, we can see the archive here. We can see that they have been writing regularly for a while. So let's go back to the last, actually. Let's see if we can go all the way back to the last one. So started on the 20th of January, 2025, and then publishing recently on February the 28th. So it looks like they should have another one coming out really, really shortly. So let's go in and take a look at the structure of their newsletter. As I said, we will go through and take a look at the welcome email and all the other social media and stuff in a future video. So we can see here that this is written by Dakota. And we have February edition. This is the title of this particular newsletter. So this is what people will have got in their inbox. Your guide to events around Idaho Falls. If we scroll down, we can see that we've got a little welcome. There's lots of things happening over the next few weeks. We're focusing primarily on this county here. I want to say it and ruin it. What I'd be doing here is I make it a little bit more personal. So it would be quite nice to see a photograph that you took, if you have the time to do that, of what you've been up to this week, and a little bit of information about what you've been up to, because we need that personal connection. Everyone at the moment is going on about AI, and we're actually going to use AI to help us write the newsletter, but we need that personal touch as well. So just something about what you've been doing. I mean, if you are a roofer and you're tired of paying, $100 for a lead in Google, for your Google ads, that doesn't always convert into a customer, Well, you can run a local newsletter like this, put your business at the top, tell them what you've been doing this week, you know, fixed the leak here, took the kids there, make it nice and personal. Put that out to the 4,000, 10,000 people in your area. You get subscribers for like 20 cents, 50 cents when you start a local newsletter if you haven't got massive competition. If you're trying to do it in New York, good luck to you. But, you know, if you're doing it anywhere else in a sensible place, in a sensible area, your competition is going to be super low. You acquire your subscribers for 20, 50 cents each instead of paying $100 to get a lead. And then these people are going to see you every single week. And what you're going to give them in exchange for giving you their email address is you're going to share with them events. And it's going to look like this. And like I said, you can find these really easily. Facebook, Instagram, events websites. But like I said, in a second, I'll show you a way to do this that's going to use AI that's going to save you an absolute ton of time. But this is what people want. This is all they want. If you would like to add in news, if you'd like to add in, you know, community updates, charity of the week, weather, great. But for the first 10 issues, I give you permission to just do events. I give you permission to just do a personal touch up here. You don't even have to put a photo in if you don't want to. Do the events section. Sign it off nicely. Let's go down here. Sign it off nicely. And that's it. Definitely put something down at the bottom like this, which we'll get into in a second. But this is all it needs to be, guys, for your first 10 issues. I give you permission to do this. We'll get into the other sections in the next video. But what I'd like to do now is show you how you can write these events really, really simply with AI. Now, the two ways I'll show you. The first one is you can find all of these links individually. So we can see we've got some Ticketmaster events. We've got something from a magazine here. You can take all of these links and you can put them into an AI tool like ChatGPT, or you can ask a tool like Perplexity to go away and search the events for you. With Perplexity, you have to be sensible and clever with your prompt, because otherwise it's going to find old, out-of-date stuff. And then just tell it how you want it formatted. So we can see here we've got the name of the event with a emoji. We've got the calendar emoji with the date. Then we've got the location emoji with the location. Then we've got the link emoji with the link. So tell it how you want it to format it, and it will do this for you. If you're good at AI, you're good at prompting, then that's going to save you a huge amount of time. However, we built a tool because we know that this is the most important section of the newsletter, and it's also incredibly time consuming. So we built a tool to write this event section for us in just a couple of minutes. And then we decided, why not just turn it into a tool that instead of just using it internally, you guys can use it as well. That tool is Flux Local, and you can use this. You can test it out completely for free. Now, full disclosure, if you want to write a local newsletter, then you're not going to want to use Flux Local for free to do that. You're going to want the paid version, because the free version is there so that you can test out and know that Flux Local works for your area. That's what it's there for. But if you're serious about this, you are going to have to pay for it. Now, pricing, these are the prices, but we do currently have a lifetime deal. $149 lifetime access to Flux Local, plus we're offering at the moment a cohort-based training. It's going to be 8 to 12 weeks. We're going to give you custom GPTs, templates for welcome emails, templates for ads, social media content, and we're going to give you group coaching and all the homework you need to do between the group coaching in order to get your newsletter launched and set up and going out to your local community in 8 to 12 weeks. And you're going to get all of that at the moment for $149. We don't have an infinite number of lifetime deals. We're only selling a small handful. If you want this link, it's down in the description. Even though at the moment, I don't have all the details of that because we're currently updating this page, you will get the cohort-based training with the lifetime deal. Okay, we'll put you into a cohort. You will get the training. You'll get access to the private community. You'll get access to the templates. At some point, we're going to separate Flux Local and this training. People will have to pay these monthly prices, and then they'll have to pay for the training. They'll be separate products. But right now, if you buy the lifetime deal, you get the product and you get the training for one price. If you just want to start a local newsletter for your local area, you just want the pro license. If you want to have multiple newsletters, then you want to get the enterprise, or you want additional support like one-to-one coaching, because for the pro, it's going to be group coaching. With the enterprise, it's going to be one-to-one coaching. Like I said, this is for somebody who wants to run multiple newsletters. So maybe you want your own, and then you want to go to businesses in other areas and kind of franchise the model. And this is for people that want to outsource some of it. So if you'd like us to run your Facebook ads, run your social media, and you want to hire our team in order to help you run this as an enterprise business, several newsletters, and get discounts on our services, then you want the enterprise. But other than that, if you're just you on your own, running your own newsletter, the pro lifetime deal is fine. Like I said, the free is good for you to test out the software, but it's not good enough for you to write a local newsletter. It's just good enough for you to test it out and check that it does what you want it to do. So let me show you exactly how quick this is. So all you have to do is come in, your country, your city, your state, and then how often you're writing your newsletter. So if I wanted one for the upcoming weekend, I could click that. If you're doing a daily newsletter, you click that one. If you want to do a monthly roundup, then it's this one here, because you might do a monthly roundup for your area, and then you might still do a weekly newsletter as well. Now, we've had people ask us from Canada and from Australia to add them to this. I need more of you to shout, okay? Because Troy, who does this behind the scenes, he's only going to spend the time developing those countries and adding them in for you guys if you guys shout loud enough. So if you want to come in and test this, you can do it for the States or the UK. If you want Canada, you want Australia, you want New Zealand, somewhere else, wherever you are in the world, get into the comments of this video and start requesting it, because if you make enough noise, then Troy will come in and do it for you. But what's going to happen then is you're going to fill this out. You're going to hit search events, and it's going to go away. Excuse me. Sorry, just had to have a pause for a quick cough. And it's going to find those events for you. So if I take this one that I did a while ago, and I'm just going to do a refresh, then it's going to go and it's going to scrape and it's going to find all those events. So what you'd be doing is you'd be going out to Instagram, Facebook, all those places, finding the events, putting them into ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you want to do, and getting it to format it for you. This tool does all of that for you. Oh, there we go. And so for today, it has found these 4 events. So all I need to do is click on these, because Turlogs is quite a small place, select them all, and I can turn this into a newsletter. What we also have as well is we have a carousel maker. Now, this isn't live. I've got access to this because Troy and I have built this software and we're testing this out. But as you can see, you can turn it into a newsletter, and you can turn this into a social media carousel. So you can put this on Instagram or Facebook and get organic subscribers to your newsletter from these events. Okay, so all you would do is go through. If there's any of them you don't want, you just click them off because it doesn't quite look relevant to what you're doing. And then you would hit newsletter, and it's going to create the newsletter for you. What you also want to do is add some RSS feeds. So for example, you will find websites in your local area that often put up event information on their website, and you can add those RSS feeds and it will pull those in as well. So it's going to go out there, scrape different places, find the information for you, and then all you have to do is click this button here. Pop-up's going to come, and there we go. We've got the newsletter. You can see it's very similar formatting to what we had before. I can then copy and paste this into whatever I'm using to publish my newsletter. You can use CopyQuill or you can use Beehive. I'll leave a link to both of those down in the description so you can check them out in your own time. Got some discount codes down there as well if you want to use them. And that's it. You don't have to go out to these individual places and look up these events. You can do it within Flux Local. As you can see, everything's stored in the background, so I can get access to that newsletter again, or I can just go back to find events and do the same thing again. I can go for the whole week, search results, and it's going to do exactly the same thing, but this time it's going to search over 7 days. It's going to pull those events, and I can turn it into a newsletter. So this is what the free version of Flux Local is going to allow you to do. It's going to help you figure out what kind of location and area you want to focus on in order to be able to create your local newsletter. And then from there, you can decide if you want to pick up the lifetime deal or not. Okay, but we'll let that load and then we'll come back to it in a second. So that's it. You would then come over to a platform like this. You would then cut and paste this into your newsletter. So all of this section here is what we've just created with Flux Local. You would just then go and add a little bit about you. Like I said, keep it personal at the beginning. Then down at the bottom, this bit can always be the same. This can be part of a template that you produce. And then that's it. That's your most basic newsletter. Now in the next video, we'll talk about sponsors. We'll talk about ways that we can start making money with your local newsletter. But hopefully, there we go. So we've now got 203 events pulled for this week in Turlock. So again, I can go through all of this, pick out the events I want to include, 2 or 3 for each day. Just keeps going and going and going. Imagine how long this would take you to put together if you were searching all of these in order to find 203 events. And Flux Local has done it for us in just a couple of minutes. So if you want to go at this, like I said, lifetime deal link is down in the description. I'll leave a link to the homepage as well, so you can go in and test the free account if you want to. Hopefully you found this useful. Next video, we'll talk about starting to make money. I'll see you in the next one.